Stir.
And I am Jake, aka Bubbas Pics 316.
How's everybody doing this evening on this glorious um, episode 5?
Can you guys hear us on TikTok?
Follow Bubba on TikTok at Bubba's Picks 316, Instagram Bubba's Picks 316, TikTok.
Yeah, go to TikTok. You can see if you go to the TikTok, um, you follow me there, and then I think the YouTube links right there, the Instagram links there as well on the bio, or you can always just go to both of our link trees.
Oh baby,
Yep.
oh baby, that's what I'm talking about.
Also, a couple people are asking where they can get the podcast from.
You can go to download all the podcasts. Just search for us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify,
Amazon Music
yeah,
is
Anchor.fm. That's our host, so you can see all the stuff there. Just everywhere. Just go to our links, like Bubba said in our bios, and they're all there.
yeah, there you go.
There you go. I totally forgot to look at my. I'll monitor the YouTube, and you monitor the Twitch. Yeah, that's the other thing.
Talk.
Everybody was talking about the fact that we need to get on Twitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Hi, Jerry. Wanted to know where the slot machine is. Well, there's no slot machine here right now, but that's what we normally play. Slots. We go to the casino and we play slots. Jerry, slots. Jerry, who are these people? All right, so we'll get into last Saturday. It's been a while since I've been to the casino. Have you been in a while?
No, I've been wanting to go. I'm going here in the next few days. I'll be wrapping up with my Christmas lights and have some free time.
Yeah, I think we should go this weekend. Maybe Friday night, tomorrow, I guess, or Saturday.
I could do that for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you kind of, since we're like see-through, or what do you call it? Transportation. Since we're like transportation or transparent.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the word. So the reason we haven't been at the slots is a while. We just had some a little bit of life events go on, and well, in my life, Bubba's been there for some good support for everything that we got going on. But one of the things that a person close to our family, my wife, Miss Slot Master especially, we lost a good friend over, I guess it was Monday. It's just all kind of a blur. My wife, Miss Slot Master, was Kirstie Alley's personal assistant for close to 25 years.
Jeez, I was wondering how long it was. I didn't realize it was 25.
20 years, 20 in between.
Still 20 plus. That's a long time.
Yeah, she was a nanny for them, for her kids, pretty close to when they were born, and they're 23 and 25, 25, something like that. So anyway, it's real tough for that. I produced Kirstie's podcast, Kirstie Alley on the Verge, for about 3 years. You can find that anywhere podcasts are heard. But
how many episodes did that
have? About 12 or 13, maybe. It stalled out because during that whole thing, Kirstie's best friend, John Travolta's wife, died. So it's all strange there. So that's the reason we haven't been, or I haven't been out in a boot, is because of that. My wife, for the last probably last while, has been going back and forth from Kansas to Florida. So like I say, I didn't know what was going on. She, being Kirstie's assistant, traveled back and forth a lot, in the last couple weeks. I knew my wife and I were supposed to go to a wedding on Saturday night for a cousin up in Kansas City, and she had to get down to Florida immediately. So that was kind of the reason I was going to be heading down to Tampa to do some stuff. So I'll probably be down there at some point. So all you Tampa folks down there, I'll be there. My guess is after Christmas. So, but it's wheeled,
Yeah,
as
it is.
obviously you know.
Yep, it is wheeled.
It gets it sucks. So especially Miss Slot Masters. It was very tough for her because it was like her mom basically. So real close to it. And again, Kirsty had colon cancer, so that's a good um, um, reminder for all of you to go out and get screened.
Yep,
Because colon cancer, they say, is a silent killer.
it is.
So it just sucks. Too bad. But she was one of the most eccentric people.
Yeah, the times I met her, she was down to earth. She it wasn't like the movie stars you get, like rude. Oh, who is this peasant? I mean, she was really a nice person, genuine. Um, wouldn't just want to end the conversation and get back inside. She sat there, talked,
Yeah.
ask questions, stuff like that.
Yeah, she always
Kelly told me that she asked about Mason
yeah, she did.
last time she was in town. So.
She was wondering to know how everything like that was, and obviously when Mason passed away,
yeah,
she took it really hard because she loved animals and she loved kids.
Yeah.
So she was a great person. She wasn't like one of those Hollywood folks that tried to be crazy and eccentric. She just kind of was. She didn't have to try. She just was. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but getting to know her and sitting in a podcast, like in a studio in her house in Wichita, recording that podcast. I begged and begged and begged and begged her to do a podcast for like 6 months. And then when she finally agreed to it, it was as good as I thought it was going to be because she has so many stories about just everything. So it's weird that she's gone. It's weird that my Kirsty's favorite holiday is Christmas. So she would have my wife decorate. She would go to like the local church tree lots or a local business for her Christmas trees, and no shit, she would buy like 30. And
like one in every room.
Oh God, it was crazy. So because like I say, it will come and it will get you. It'll get you, you son of a bitch, before you know it. Oh yeah, Bubba got now onto some. She would be first off. She would be so pissed if she would knew we were talking about her. That'd be the funny thing because she was just like she didn't like any of the attention. So it's Bubba's Pics merch came in, his samples and stuff, and they are better than I thought they were going to be. The blanket is unbelievable how nice,
how big it is,
and huge. It's huge. I think, like I say, they tried to talk me out of getting the black on the Bubbas Pics because, like you said, it could potentially bleed.
But
I think it's going to be good.
This is going to fade a little. I mean, it's going to probably fade a little bit, like everything, but it's still warm.
The shirt is so much gooder than I thought it was going to be. You can pick up all the merch at theslotmaster316.com or bubbaspics316.com. Go there.
The shirt is really comfortable.
I know, they're real nice. Yeah, it's like brushed cotton.
I put it on. I was like, damn, man.
It's a little bit. I mean, the thing about it is we're not hardly making any money on those shirts. We are making a little bit of money, but not like we don't charge you like $50 and the shirts cost like $2.
Right. Yeah.
They're reasonably priced, but get those orders in. I think the end of the week, middle of the week, next week is the last week to guarantee before Christmas because it takes a little bit longer because they are made to order.
We are casino tomorrow night, guys. A
Yeah.
couple people on TikTok are saying, "You give up slot machines?" No,
No.
you just came in. You kind of missed the reason. Go back and listen. Um, we don't have time to explain again. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But that's why we're recording the podcast.
Yeah, you can go listen to exactly what the reason was. Download the podcast anywhere podcasts are heard. Apple, Spotify, Google, anywhere. So back to Saturday night. Saturday night, I had the honor / pleasure / task of hanging out with Dana Wise, 46 or whatever her old name was. She's now Vegas Bomb Dana because
she was banned or suspended for a week.
She was, yeah, dude. If anybody has never been in a tornado, that's exactly what it's like. It was absolutely insane from the second I said hello to her until like 2:15 or 2:30 when she passed. I was so worried about not what she was saying. I don't care what she says. Right. It was 17,000 miles an hour the entire time.
Like just blah blah blah, and it like Sienna, my little girl, she just sits there and keeps talking, goes from one subject to another. And again, it's great content, man. She is a great person from what I could tell. Corey backed that up, said she's awesome. Go watch her videos. What's her main account?
Dana Wise 46, I think.
But her backup account, we need to get that going. Vegas Bombs Dana.
There you go. But I'll tell you what. Well, hey, Shenanigan King, thanks for the $2 in the super chat. He said, when the thumb goes up, love you guys. Well, thank you, Shenanigan King, super chat and YouTube live right now.
So I fell asleep. I had work to do the next day, but you texted me in Slotmaster's account. Well, you were with him. You texted me in our group text, and you were like, "We played till 7:30 in the morning." And
yeah,
okay, so you got to tell the timeline. When did Dana leave? Did you guys win anything?
So I got there. I'll tell the story here after a while about the debacle at my hotel room.
Yes, I need to hear that too.
But I got there a little bit late, and then I was trying to figure stuff out. So I was trying to get there at like 9:30, and then the wedding ran late, and the reception ran late, and I didn't want to be one of those ding dongs that left early and whatever. But I did leave a little bit early because it was like 10. I was like, come on, man, let's go.
Pretty late,
yeah. And that's like when all the young kids, all the old people like us were leaving, and all the young kids were just getting ready to start partying. So I was like, okay, cruise. The band was awesome, by the way. And I cruise up to the casino, go up to my room, change out of my tux into my Slotmaster outfit. I did not have a road outfit, much to Slotmaster's accountant's dismay. He was real sad I didn't have a road jersey, but I was wearing the same thing. And I got Dana a 30-pack of Busch Latte and a carton of Pall Malls. And so I don't smoke, and I rarely drink.
Is that her choice?
I nailed the smokes, and there's like 50 kinds of Pall Malls, and I nailed it. So I tried to take the 30-pack of Busch Light and the smokes in, and the dude's like, he kind of like looked at me, and goes, "What are you doing?"
BYOB, dude. Isn't this one of those joints?
He goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "Oh, this is just a gift for a gal that's in there." And he goes, "You can't take that in." And I was like, okay. So I had to walk all the way back to, I don't know why I thought I could, but whatever. So I had to walk all the way to the other side of the hotel and to the King Suite. And the room was unbelievably awesome that they hooked me up with there.
The suite.
So then I shoved the Pall Malls down the front of my pants and just sashayed through the guy, and I was like, "Hey guy, what's up? I'm back. Oh yeah, I left the booze and the smokes upstairs." So then I couldn't find them, and so I ran back into the high limit room, and they still, I didn't know where they were at. So I jumped into her live because she was live. I was like, "Where are you guys at?" She goes, "We're 2 feet from the entrance." And I was like, "Okay, well I just walked through there. You didn't see the guy with a 30-pack of Busch and a." And so then I turned around, walked around and saw her. She came up. She's like she's one of those ladies that's like a real.
We're ready to go.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that. The gimbal went bad, or battery went dead on my gimbal. But we were talking about Dana, and I said that I gave her the pack of smokes or the carton of smokes, and she like almost started crying. And she's like, "I'm going to pay you back for these." It's like, "No, you're not. You don't have to pay me back." And she's like, "Do you know how expensive these are?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I bought them.
How much were the Pall Malls?
They were like $80, I think,
For a
which is
carton?
actually kind of cheap. I thought. I don't know, maybe not. Anyway,
Man, I quit smoking. I don't even know.
I don't know. Maybe it's not cheap, but we got so we started playing it. It was approximately like 10:45 and I didn't go live on my live till like 11:30.
Right, I was watching her live there.
Because I was waiting on a phone call from my Miss Slot Master. So I just hung out for a while and was on her live and blah blah blah. So we and then we were walking around a little bit, played a little bit, and then Slot Master's accountant came in, and she met him, and then I said, "Hey, Slot Master's accountant, meet Ron," and he goes, "Ken," and I was like, "Oh yeah, Ken." And so then Slot Master's accountant was messed up too. He couldn't remember what his name was too. His actual name is Ken, and I finally figured that out about 5:15 in the morning because he so Dana was going and going and going, and I'm telling you, it is like it's I thought I was ADD. She is deluxe ADHD. She is deluxe. It was crazy how just how she hops around and does all the weird stuff and good stuff. And there were no big hits during that. We all
No one won?
we all pooled in each other, put in $100, and that
Wait, is it going? Okay.
that legit lasted
Yeah.
like 4 hours.
That's right.
We kept. I mean, we'd go all the way up. At one point, I was all the way up to 15 or 1600 bucks, and then we got it all the way down to we at zero. And about that time, we kind of it was about 2:15, and Dana was like on the verge of like falling over. She was so tired. She'd been sick, so she hadn't really slept very well. And from there, they were like, "Okay, we're going to bed," because in the meantime of those, Ken and her, or she got banned for who knows what. Nothing. She didn't really do anything, Stu. She cusses a lot, but whatever. And then Ken got banned like 15 or 20 minutes later after that.
There was some weird shit. Well, pardon my French. Some weird stuff going on in both those chats.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't. I wasn't really, to be honest, I wasn't really paying attention. I kind of was, but I was more concerned about her.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this one time where I was like filming her after she got banned and she was winning, and she'd turn around and she'd like hit me in the stomach, and I go, I was like, "Dana, stop!" I was like, "Stop hitting me!" And she's like, "Ah," and then just freak out. But it was a blast. It was a blast. They passed out. They went to bed about 2:30, 2:45, and then Slot Master's accountant and I played. I had $500. I took $500 was my bankroll that night into the casino, and we played from 2:30 till about 7 in the morning. And I got all the way up again to like 13 or 1400 bucks, and then we went to the cash machine and
chased it.
We were bouncing back and forth. There was two of them. The best part about that whole thing is Dana Wise was like, "Man, I wish we had a cash machine. We don't have a cash machine here. You guys are going to be sad you don't have a cash machine." And it's about 4.5 steps away from both machines where she won 10,000 bucks. So we didn't even look at the beginning of it. We didn't even look. And then I heard it. It was like Pavlov's dog. I heard it going, and then
you could hear you like
reversing it. And I went, it was like that dude that whenever he'd hear Planet Moolah, he would go, "There it is, stop."
It is. On the live.
Put $50 in Planet Moolah.
So Sometimes you just hear the sound even in your sleep.
So that's what it was. So, it was a blast. I had a hell of a time with her, and thank you to Dana and Ken/Ron for treating us. Hopefully they'll come down here to Kansas Star one of these days,
Yeah.
and we'll show them a good time in Mole Vegas.
That's right.
But it was good. There was something I was going to talk about my hotel room, but
Yeah. So no, on your slot machine though, no big hits. People said you were kind of lagging. Like what games were besides the green cash machine? Anything else like
kind of lagging,
Wheel
like
of Fortune?
oh, in the chat or in the live I was lagging.
That's what they said. It could have just been them though. But what did you guys play?
Nothing memorable stuck out.
So
we played a lot of Dragon Link or Dragon Cash or whatever it's called.
That's right. Was that in the high limit room?
Yeah, we played that. We hit a couple of those, and then we'd go out and we actually hit some money on Huff and Puff, more Huff and Puff. We hit some on the 9-line. The 9-line supercharged is very difficult, and it just eats money.
What's the max bet?
$45.
Holy shit!
So instead of 27, or no,
it's at 25.
25, it's 45 because it's
it's just 15. At the start, it goes 5, 10, 15.
Oh yeah, you're right. So it might go 9 times 5. Yeah, it's 45 because it's 9 line times $5 each line.
Because there's for it.
But I never did that. I was just doing 9, and I mean, if you went in there,
she can win 10 grand on 9.
And I got maybe 5 spins, and I never got over $70. I got 30 twice, 40 twice, and $75 once, and I never had any good line hits. And then they have $100 a pull old school slot machine in there, and I did it twice. I put $200 in it and didn't get any hits. There was this lady that was caddy corner to us that was playing.
She the one who hit twice.
Yeah, she hit it, and then she hit it twice on our live.
The $100 one?
No. It was a $25 one that like we played down at our casino. She hit it twice when we were on live. She won $3,500 and $4,200.
Same machine.
Same machine, and then about 4:00 in the morning, she hit another one, and then I came down. I slept from like 7 to 9. I had to get back because I had to take care of my kids because Miss Slotmaster was out of town, so I had a 3-hour drive to come back. And I just strolled through the casino at like 9:15 or 9:30, and she was still there playing. And she said she hit one more, and she didn't tell me that. She didn't speak English very well, so she didn't really understand what I was saying. But she hit like 5 hand pays in a couple hours, but she was grinding on that $25.
That must happen a lot, though. I mean, getting more than one hand pay at night, because when they come up to you, at least for the few that I've hit, is this your first for the tonight?
Yeah, it must.
I mean,
they
ask that.
It must really save time if your name's already in the system and this is your second. So that's probably
that's true.
The question they asked, but it was fun. It was fun up there. That casino is awesome. It's a Boyd Gaming casino, and they have a good we did have one big hit. It was on, I can't even remember what game it was, but it was a 4, like where you play 4 games, and Dana made us do $12 per spin.
And you bet, yes.
And we hit like $1,000 on that, or $1,100. That was the biggest hit of the night. I can't remember what it was called, but
was that the night where you hit most of your bonuses but didn't get anything?
No, I've had those
recent video.
Like that recent video, I have a couple of those saved in the hopper. I'm the king of that, man. That's like the 4th one that I've gotten where I've gotten Zip, the Zeus, the
I
Moons.
I've never played Zeus.
The Huff and Puff, and then Stinkin' Rich. I mean, who in the world? And previously, I've got a video that I'm going to post here in a bit that from Stinkin' Rich, and I was betting $2 for 20 lines, so 2 times, and I won like $70 on it. And then I got I did $5 and I got a bonus pretty quick, and then I won 0. I mean, 0. What? How is that even possible? How is 0 even a possibility
That's
on any RNG game of
yeah.
getting nothing? 0.0.
That's tough to do.
Yeah, it's stupid. I don't understand how it's even possible to do. I don't know. So what else you do this week? What
Just worked.
just any
I didn't get to do anything. I next week I am me and Sophia. We are gonna go do more bingo next week, and casino tomorrow night, and then probably some other stuff this weekend. Who knows? But finally, the Christmas light rush has slowed down, and I'm able to do more stuff for the people.
did you did you have any good um were there there's not many games really. Um, did you have any good games? Did you have any good hits? I saw that you went what two
Oh,
for four
no,
on
it was
your
1 for 5.
1 for 5 on your
No,
picks.
and that's my problem, and I shouldn't use it as an excuse because I'm still betting money, but I've been so damn busy with the Christmas lights. I haven't been watching as many games. Like I'm working on Sunday, so I don't even get to really watch the games. I check the scores like at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, maybe at 1 o'clock in the day, and I just need to pay more attention, read more into it, study more, and I'll get back on track.
I
It's been a. I mean, I know it hasn't been brutal, but
I
I can do gooder.
I think you have been doing gooder. I think that a lot of the picks that I've jumped on. The thing about it is that Andy Dalton hasn't thrown an INT.
That's what's been killing me.
What is going on with
But
that?
I'm not gonna bet no. I'm not gonna bet no. He's not gonna throw an INT because when I do that, he's gonna throw 3
Right.
in the first quarter.
You have to. You have
He's
to.
gonna wake up one of these days and realize he's Andy Dalton.
He's the redheaded ginger QB,
Yeah.
the fresh gingy QB from New Orleans. How long is this his first year at New Orleans? Or
Man,
second?
he's like had a new team every year. Let's see, the Cowboys. What else did he have? Type that in. Cowboys. I swear NFC.
I can't remember.
He was with the Bears too, I think. Bears, Cowboys, Saints, and a few other teams.
I can't even believe he was at the Cowboys.
He started off in the Bengals.
He's been at the Bengals.
That was the team where he got drafted by.
Yeah, because I remember his red hair matched the orange.
He was actually
shirts.
pretty. He had Chad Johnson, T.J. Houshmandzadeh. They had a good team.
Okay, so he went from the Bengals to the Cowboys to the Bears to the Saints. So he's had four teams, but 3 in the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
He is.
Seems more than that to me, though.
Yeah, he's got 241 TDs to 142 interceptions.
There you go, Brett. You're right. Bengals.
What?
Oh, someone said Bengals. Yep.
But
Red Rifle. Yep.
The Red Rifle, the Red Rocket.
TCU, baby.
That's I forgot he is the Red Rifle. No, but you had some good. He's gonna throw an interception. He's getting it for sure.
Yeah, I gotta check that out real fast.
The other thing, really quick, going back to slots that I was watching last night. I don't have my cell phone. I cannot think of the guy's name, but this dude is a super duper high limit slot player. I sent him to you. Did you watch him? Do you remember? Stack is back is his name.
I don't think so. I maybe watched. Yeah, you sent it the other night, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We send so many different people.
I know. It's crazy how much he bets. And I was watching him play Dragon Link, or not Dragon Link. It was just like Dragon Link where you have the fireballs or meatballs or whatever, and you have to get 6, and then you go into the bonus round. But it was race cars, so it was like
Wow.
Race Link or something. And he was betting $125 a spin. And I know this is stupid, but he only won. So he kept getting re-triggers. You get 6 spins. And once you...
Like the bonus in the bonus?
In the bonus. Yeah. So he was in the bonus. And he got all the way up to... He was in the bonus. I'm sorry, I take that back. He was in the bonus. He got 6 spins. He got all the way up to 26 spins because it kept re-triggering. And he had the balls inside of they're trophies. They're like race car trophies or whatever, big huge chalices. So that's what they are in that game. But it's just like the fireballs. He got like $5,200 in that bonus inside of the bonus, and the other like rest of those spins, he won maybe $1,000. So he was betting $125, and he got less than 50 times back on that. I feel like you should be in like the ten
Yeah.
to $15,000.
Like
you should get
hand
170
pay.
times should
Yep.
be the minimum on that. And here I am talking about that bitching, and then I'm getting zero and stinking rich.
I
But
want to play that game though that you guys were playing. Oh, which one with the green diamonds? The where you got like it would throw the green ones like on
oh
one
yeah,
spin.
yeah,
you'd
Regal
have, like,
Riches,
yeah, Weagle Witches.
Weagle, yeah,
I want
that's
to play that one tomorrow night.
yeah. That
But
is
only if that diamond is showing 7 or higher.
High. Yeah, that one's all right. But it's the wilds are better. But yeah, the guy Stack is back is the he owns a roofing company in Texas, and
Yeah.
I think he goes to like Louisiana, so he must live on the border. Or he must go weekends too.
Tanya said she sent it to you.
Yeah, she sent it to me. Yeah.
$100 bet per spin.
It's crazy how much that dude was betting.
Wait, was it the 2 people there? Yeah, there
Yeah,
were
it
2
was-
of them there.
yeah.
Okay, I remember.
And he was in the high limit room, and he kept winning hand pays.
He was
and
waiting for like the
he was winning
$8,800 hand
yeah,
pay.
he was winning hand pays in between, and then he goes, I give all my money to this lady over here, and she goes shopping, and she had like a Birkin bag, and I mean she had like $20,000 worth of purses. I was like, oh god, oh man. But he was fun to watch. And then the other dude that I started watching last night, and I don't even know how I started watching him, was like the OG of slot streaming, Brian Christopher. He was down doing a meet and greet somewhere in Louisiana. And I mean, I see why people like him. The goofy thing. It's all a cash game for him now, because what he'll do is for the first 30 minutes or 45 minutes, he'll broadcast on YouTube. And then he's like, okay, guys, I'm heading over to Facebook. See you over there. And for the next 45 minutes, he'll be playing 2 or 3 games on Facebook. And then he's like, all right, guys. And now for all my Rudies, because the things won't line up and he'll go rude. So that's like his saying, rude. So all my Rudies, I'll see you over on Patreon or whatever, Patreon or whatever. And, so it's all about, it's a cash cow for him. And I was kind of like looking him up. He's got like slots that are named after him. And I don't know much about him other than that's the first time I've ever watched him, like legit watched him last night.
I haven't. I don't think I've seen it. I need to check it out.
But I see why people like him. I mean, he's good. He's entertaining. He knows how to do it. The camera's steady. It's always centered. It was obvious that it was they were paying him to be there, and I don't know if it was his own money. That's not so obvious. But what was obvious is he was paid to be there, and he had Tito's ticket in, ticket out, $1,000 each time, and he won a little bit, but he was a little bit more willy-nilly with his cash than somebody that was his own cash. But it was pretty good. Again, I see why folks like him. He was fun. And then I've got to show you my I don't know, I probably shouldn't talk about
it. You need to tell us what happened with your hotel room.
Oh yeah, so my hotel room, quick story, into another hour.
We have a
long
couple
story.
people asking. So
my hotel room, I check in while the Tesla is driving me to Kansas City, about an hour away, 1:30 or 2, whatever, I don't know. I'm supposed to be up there at 3 to meet Slotmaster's accountant, and hopefully you got to see that live from his basement with those slot machines. We're gonna go up there soon. I go up, check in, go hang out in Slotmaster's basement, change there instead of going to the hotel with all my cousins. They were all there drinking and having a good time. I just meet everybody at the wedding with the Slotmaster's accountant. I checked in already on my phone. I go to the wedding. The reception is back where we're staying. That's the event center. It's at the 14th floor, 12th floor of the hotel that we were at. So I go back in, and I knew that there was a EV charger, electrical vehicle charger, in the basement of the parking garage. So I go, this parking lot attendant's out there. He's like, "Hey man, lot's full, can't go in there." And I was like, "Well, they told me there was a charger down there." And he goes, "Oh yeah, there is a charger." So I go up to the gate, and I needed my hotel key, a physical key, to get in the garage. So I was like, "Shit." And then park my car, slot master counting inside. Go inside. I was like, "Hey, the dude down there, I need a physical key to get in there." And she's like, "Okay, what room are you in?" Show her my check-in, my electronic check-in. I was in room 120. I was like, "Okay." She hands me the keys. Didn't check my ID. So just showed it on my phone. I could have been a screenshot. Didn't do anything other than that. So I'm assuming that's what happened previous. Go park my car. Somebody was in the spot. The parking lot was full. A non-electric vehicle a-hole was parked in this spot. So
There's
I
probably
it was yeah, it's probably B-Sal. Then it took me like 20 minutes to find a parking spot. So anyway, I go. I have my battery charger with me, and I have my battery pack with me.
Pocket juice.
Miss Slotmaster and I were going to stay at this hotel, but she had to go down to Florida. So I go. I have my physical key. I didn't even need my phone. So I went up to the room. There's a big cocktail party going right outside my door. It was on the same level as where my room was. The cocktail party was cocktail hour, and then the actual party was upstairs. So everybody was dipped my card in, and it didn't work. And I was like, "Oh God, I got to go all the way down there." Dip it in again, didn't work. Take out the other key because they gave me two. Voila, it worked. I walk in.
Yeah, just. I bet the picture, if I could paint, man, it would look exactly like how it looked. Holy shit!
He asked me, and my uncle's a prankster. He goes, "What are you doing?" And I looked at him and I go, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Well, I just got out of the shower." And he goes, "How'd you get in here?" And I go, "Well, how'd you get in here?"
It's like a Seinfeld episode.
It was. And he goes, "Well, with my key." And I go, "Well, that's how I got in." And I was like, "What's the deal?" And he goes, "I don't know. You must have got the wrong room." And I go, "Well, what time did you check in?" He's like, "Oh, about 4 o'clock, 3:30 or 3:30 or 4. I was like, "Well, I checked in online at like 1:30. So I go down. My uncle and I, coincidentally, it's no coincidence. We have the same last name because he's my uncle. He's my dad's, my dad's passed away, but he's my dad's brother. So I go down, and I don't tell the hotel this. I go down there and I go, "There's a little bit of an issue, lady. There's an old man sitting in my room." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" I don't know how else to explain it other than there's an old man that just got out of the shower in my room sitting on the bed.
Probably putting a skunk stripe on the end of the bed.
And I go, "I am going to sue you for all of the it's going to take a long time to get these mental images out of my head of seeing my uncle just get out of the shower." She didn't believe me. And I go, "I don't know what else to tell you, lady. He's in there." And she goes, "Well, do you know who he is?" And I go, "That's not important." And she goes, "Well, it is. Did you give him access to the room?" And I go, "How would I give him access to the room? I just came down and got keys from you." She goes, "Well, I wasn't here to check in, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Okay, well, can I get another room here?" And she's like, "Well, we're sold out. It's Saturday night at 10 o'clock. How am I supposed to find you a room?" I was like, "Well, obviously you switched the rooms up somehow. Where's his room?" "Well, I don't know who he is." So I told her, I was like, "Well, it's my uncle. And he's got the same last name." She's like, "Are you sure you didn't give him access to the key?" And I was like, "No." So then, of course, I was just like, "Fine." She's like, "Okay, I'll call you here in a bit. I'll find out what's going on." And I was like, "All right." In the meantime, my uncle gets fully dressed, walks down to the front desk.
The prankster.
Turns around and goes, "Hey, there's a strange man in my room. I want you to call security." I just happened to be walking by, and he goes, "Hey, there he is right there."
Did you get tackled to the floor?
I got tased by Paul Blart. So then that added to the fuel. And then my uncle, of course, goes, "Oh, I'm just kidding," and then walks off and doesn't go to the lady, "Hey, I'm in his room." None of that. Who booked the room for you? Blah blah blah. I go back to the lady. I was like, "He's just kidding," and she's like, "Oh yeah, funny joke." And I go, "No, really, it's his. It's not his room." Blah blah blah. Cut to the next morning.
You needed Bubba's attorney at law.
Yeah,
there.
I do. Bubba's 316. You're 2-0.
4.
4-0. So I call my dude at the Kansas Star Casino, my casino host. "Hey, I know this is super weird, but it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm in a predicament in Kansas City. Is there any chance you can get me?" And he's like, "I don't know if I can get it because the Chiefs are in town." I go, "Oh no, the Chiefs aren't in town." He goes, "Oh, for sure. They hold some back if the Chiefs aren't in town." Took him about 20 minutes, and he hooked me up with the Royal Suite up there at the Maristar. So, Jerome, thanks, home boy. That was kick ass. Go play slots. Wake up at 9 the next morning. Go to take off back to Wichita, and I get this deal in my email. "Thank you for staying at the Hilton. Here's your bill."
I didn't hear this part.
I was like, "Wait, what?
What?
What?" And it's like, "Thank you so much." And the bill was like, the hotel was like right around $200. And I knew that, and I saw it, and I already paid for it, like that part. Then it goes, "Here's your like amended charges," or something like that. And I was like, "What?" And I looked on there.
What?
My cousins had asked me, and my other cousin, the slot master's accountant, he's my cousin, asked me to meet him up there before the wedding for drinks. "Oh, guess who paid for all those drinks?" The slot master. I called my cousin. I was like, "Hey, did you guys drink downstairs?" And he's like, "Yeah, why?" And I go, "Who paid for him?" He goes, "Oh, we charged them all to my dad's room." I was like, "Oh, wait, was he down there?" And he's like, "Yeah, he was down there, but this was prior to when he was new it." And he's like, "Yeah, we charged all our drinks." It was like $240 of drinks on the tab too. So the bill was like $480 plus tax, or $490.
B Sal didn't pay for any.
Yeah, right. He probably had his dad fill his tank back up with gas before he left.
He gave those monthly or those weekly coupons you get in the mail every week. "Dad, did you save me last month's coupon?
Sure did, son. The manila envelopes.
I've already clipped them for you."
I slid the manila envelope under your bed. So I am currently in fights with Hilton Properties on getting my money returned, and my uncle keeps calling me. And, "Hey, any headway? Any
He's
headway
just
with your
fueling
room?"
the fire.
"No, broski." So that was my hotel room, and thank God. I mean, for real, thank God, Slot Master's account, or Miss Slot Master, wasn't with me. She would have like flipped out, because she was like,
yeah.
I didn't get the room till like Wednesday before, or Tuesday, when I almost said funeral, when the wedding was Friday. And she was like, "Did you get the room? Did you get the room?" And I was like, "Yeah, babe, I got the room."
It's taken care of.
And then the first time I logged in, it was sold out.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Took care
"Oh
of it."
shit!" So then I ended up finding it and getting it. But she would have been mad, because she wouldn't have wanted to stay at the casino. She would have wanted to stay with all of our cousins and family and friends,
Yeah.
which I probably would have too, and done another date with Dana. But
Yeah, people keep saying that you guys are keeping up with Dana with the Vegas bombs.
I mean, I
what all were
maybe
you guys drink?
I
What
maybe
shots?
Slot Master's accountant was, for sure. I maybe had like 3 or 4 Vegas bombs. She was, trust me, well ahead of where I was. And
What is that? Jaeger?
no, it tastes Pete. It's Red
Peach?
Bull. It's Red Bull.
Red Bull? Guys, what is the... Man, jeez, I haven't probably had one of those in 20 years.
I haven't either. She says she drinks them all the time, and I was like, "Damn, how?"
What is in a Vegas bomb,
But
guys?
but she drinks a ton of Busch Light. That's her drink of choice.
That's right. Crown, peach schnapps, cranberry, and Red Bull.
I mean, they're not bad, but they were huge, gigantic shots.
Yeah. When you get
And
those
she was
big
like,
cups.
"I just sip them," and I was like chugging them. I was like, "Wait, what?"
Remember Kenny's favorite drink?
His was
Come on.
redheaded slut.
There you go. What's in a redheaded slut, guys?
Hopefully me.
God, I miss that son of a bitch.
Yeah, so that was that weekend, and got off to a weird start with all the bad stuff that happened on Monday, but We'll be back.
We're going to the casino tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be back in full force. So,
Yeah.
make sure that you follow all of us at Bubbas Pics 316 on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Bubba needs to get those YouTube followers up.
Yeah, I need those YouTube subs bad. I need to get up to the thousands, so when the trolls come out, Bubba can still play.
Hi Quad 371. What's up, man? So, and then you can follow me, Slotmaster 316 on all everything. I don't have a Twitter, a twiddle.
We check out our link trees.
Yeah, that's
the
easiest thing to
goodest
do.
way to do it.
And then you can listen to this podcast anywhere podcasts are found. Just search Two Guys, One Slot. So, lastly, we need two things: overrated and underrated.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Brenda time tomorrow. Probably 7-ish. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We probably should get a schedule. Hey,
Yeah.
we'll be live, but then it's like official, and I like have to rush around and feel bad if I'm there late.
I'll probably get there a little earlier than you, like we usually do. I'll be at the pregame show.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything to do tomorrow, so I could go down
6 or 7-ish.
Yeah,
something like that.
Tomorrow actually is you can tomorrow if you use your free play, they'll give you $40 or something, or 45 for me. I don't know if it might be you too. I think it's maybe a different amount. But whatever you play in free play that night, you get double the next night on Saturday. So I'll probably do that. We can do that for the people.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to play my free play for the people. I think my free play dropped to 25 though because I haven't played in a while.
Really?
Or I don't know. I need to check the app.
I was reading this thing on
God damn! I wish they could record at the tables. I'd love to sit there and just play 3-card. How would I be effective in that? You know, I mean,
I'd love to play. Well, people could kind of tell you what to do. I don't know. I'd love to play.
I do a blind every time. That's what I do now when I play 3-card. I go blind every time.
Really?
I don't even because
if the dealer qualifies.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't let $5 or $10 affect my decision when I already have 25 on the board.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So every time you
I'm
play,
just going in, and because a lot of the times when you fold on that 3-card,
you could still win.
You would have won. You would have pushed at least.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I get that. I wish we could play craps, man. Every time I walk by the craps table, I'm like, oh, I wish we could film.
Hey, you couldn't film slots last year, could you?
No, not. I mean, 6 months ago you couldn't.
So maybe
at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope. Okay, so
overrated, underrated.
Okay, I've got two overrated.
Oh, my knees.
Underrated. Knees are underrated. I think that you need both of those knees. No. Okay. The first thing up take you long.
No, this is personally, I'm dessert wise. If I'm having dessert, cupcakes, that's more of a birthday thing, you know. I don't. Okay. Dessert, I'm thinking like
pie.
Yeah, or a cobbler, or
what's your favorite?
Milkshake.
What's your favorite pie?
Key lime pie.
Oh god, that's good.
Key lime, man. The steakhouse in New York.
Money.
Wolfgang. Yeah.
My favorite's lemon meringue pie.
That's damn good. That's in my top. And coconut cream. Those are in my top 5.
That's good too. Dang, that is really good.
Yep.
Okay.
Everyone's saying overrated on TikTok. 1-0.
I think it's overrated also because cupcakes are more frosting than actual cake.
You have to cut the cake part in half, and then put it on top of the frosting, and you make a sandwich with the frosting.
Oh my god, life hack.
Get ready to live.
Oh my god. Save some for the rest of us, Bubba.
Mama, there goes that man again.
That's my favorite saying.
I know.
Mama, there goes that man again. Okay. All right. The next thing is another food. Pizza. Overrated or underrated?
Underrated. I mean, it's one of the best for me. New York pizza, there's nothing gooder.
No matter how bad you mess up pizza,
it's still good. You can't call it overrated.
No.
So it has to be underrated.
I think the only bad pizza that I don't like mushrooms. So,
I don't mind them
really,
if they're. I don't like the big thick. Like, man, when I was younger, I hated Supreme. Now I'll eat it, but I don't want it caked with like extra, like just full of everything. I like making my pie and selectively placing the toppings in certain areas, like kind of a OCD pizza maker. I'm not the type of guy that just grabs handfuls and just goes, the tons of green peppers and onions and black olives. Everyone's saying underrated. Okay, 2-0.
2-0. Okay, and then I don't did
Next one we're gonna have to rate pizzas based on regions. New York, Chicago. What's this Detroit crap? That doesn't make sense. They're just trying to be relevant, and then
and
St.
and
Louis.
now they're trying to like push that on me.
Yeah,
If I
don't
wanted,
push your agenda down my. Don't push your pie down my throat.
don't push your pie, your Detroit pie in my face.
That's just lazy. I mean, who puts the sauce on after? You have to.
Super lazy.
Can you do a poll on a TikTok video? You can't, can you? Might have to
I
run
don't
that
know.
on.
You'll have to do it on live.
Yes. Okay. We'll do
All right,
that.
to music. I don't think we touched this band last week because we talked about Led Zeppelin. Did we talk about the Beatles last week?
I think they were brought up, but I don't think it was a
I don't
question.
remember. I know we didn't bring this band up. I'll do two.
Okay.
Overrated or underrated Coldplay?
Overrated. Overrated.
Okay.
He's a great pianist. He has a horrible voice, in my opinion. Now, their first CD, their first album, I think was really good. Like when we were at the radio station.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Have you ever seen a band
And then it was just like a complete 180 to me.
so good fall so fast
Yep.
than Coldplay? 1000% overrated.
So good when they first came out. What was it? Yellow?
Parachutes was their very
Parachutes.
first album. Yellow was on.
That song, right? Yeah, that was such a good album. And then, God, I remember I was working Hurricane Katrina in Nolans, and Coldplay, what was that? H2O or
XYZ.
Yeah, that came out, and I was pumped, and I got it, and I was just driving around listening. I was like, the one that they kept playing on the radio. You're like, yeah, it's trying to nod my head, and then, nah.
They lost me.
You're done.
They lost me after their very first, or X and Y, I think is what the name of it. Not what I say,
what
XYZ.
What
Examine
number-
your zipper, Mister Gwyneth Paltrow's husband. Was he married?
They had the kid named Apple.
Oh God.
What was how many albums did they have after Parachutes between that and H2O?
Music
Before
okay.
BIST.
So they had A Rush of Blood to the Head was a decent album. You
Was
know
that
who
their
I
second one?
Yeah, you know who I would kind of almost line them up with, but it's different.
Nickelback.
No, Third Eye Blind, because Third Eye Blind, their first two albums were unbelievable. You could listen to Self-Titled.
It was self-titled, right?
And then
See,
Blue.
Sophia, if you're listening, it's self-titled. You're correct.
Then Blue, back. I mean, not even turn.
Didn't Blue come out when we were heading to Florida?
No, it was in the 90s. I don't think so. It was 90.
I thought one came out. I know the Used came out when we were heading to their.
But they're very similar. But Third Eye Blind had band changes. Stephen Jenkins, the lead singer, kicked everybody out. So he got rid of everybody. So, and the guy that wrote
the guitarist
Out of the Vein probably came out when we were in Florida. And then Stephen Jenkins wrote most of the lyrics. But yeah, it's bad. It's bad. They have fallen, I mean, album wise. Like if I went to a Coldplay show, I'd want them to play only the very first album.
Yeah, I'd be lost.
Yeah.
After I'd probably know a handful of songs, and
Yeah.
then it would be like,
And then Third Eye Blind, they played only the first two, maybe a touch of Out of the Vein, and maybe one or two out of the rest. But they know where their
they
bread's.
know what they're doing.
They know where their bread is buttered.
All right, we got one more.
One more.
One more.
I'm not gonna look at you. I don't want to influence you in any way, shape, or form.
Look, I'm not looking.
The band Radiohead.
Personally, I never got into them big. I never purchased one of their albums. They were, I mean, Creep. I'm gonna say overrated.
The most overrated band, quite possibly, since Led Zeppelin.
This is one that I never got into. I again never purchased an entire album. And I think Creep's the only one I have in my iTunes library. Other than that, I could not. If you put $1,000 in front of me right now, I probably couldn't name another song that they have.
I think that
what's the other besides Creep?
Paranoid Androids, the only other song I know. Okay,
but they get so much. I love the South Park.
I know they just get Tom York.
Yeah, I'm Tom York.
Tom York. I think that they are just, it's like hipster garbage. It's like that. It's like if you don't, like jam bands like Fish and Widespread Panic that are jam bands and jam bands only. They are like the hipster version of a jam band. I just think that it's garbage. Whatever.
I got one for you. And this is another one. I have no idea. I could not. I think I was maybe born you're a couple years older than me, so maybe. I don't know these guys. I saw their videos, a couple of their songs on MTV back in the day. I knew a couple punk rock guys, like that's the kind of music they liked, was the punk rock type. What do you think about Social Distortion?
I don't really know much about them. So
I don't either. Are they punk rock though, correct?
Yeah, I would say that they're probably most like.
They seem pretty popular though in the underground punk rock scene.
I think that, yeah, I don't know. I think they were real early. They were like when I was like a freshman in high school or something. So yeah, maybe middle when school, they were popular. I don't know.
A couple people saying they never heard of them.
Yeah, you've heard. I think it was like Ball and Chain was one of that's my ball and chain.
Social Distortion.
I would have to say, well, I mean, if I don't know them much,
yeah, we can't really answer that.
Underrated.
Damn, I kind of stumped you.
Yeah, I mean,
that's crazy.
I mean, I know who they. I mean,
I know you know who they are, but it's.
I'm just not that. I wasn't that into them because I think most people were listening. I think like Green Day stole everything they know from Social Distortion because they sound a lot. I mean,
so exactly. Green Day, you could probably say Green Day was. Social Distortion was probably a little bit before their time, maybe. If they would have came out on the scene when Green Day came out, when that punk rock really seemed to explode with Green Day. That album came out with Smashing Pumpkins out. That was so
Dookie. Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins album.
Smashing Pumpkins. People don't really understand the genius of Billy Corgan. I think without Billy Corgan, there would have been no Nirvana potentially because he wrote a lot of songs, and I think that.
So he was a songwriter more before they hit it big.
Well, he kind of, yeah. He wrote a whole.
I didn't know this.
He wrote a whole bunch of songs for everybody. I think that. I mean, every whole song that Courtney Love ever sang, any of the popular ones, he wrote it. So, and they dated for a while, and then she broke up with him.
He didn't want to get whacked like she did to Kurt.
That was the best thing that ever happened to him. But the thing about it is he was from Chicago, so he was real big in the Chicago scene. And then I think he went to like somewhere in Florida. So
They're back together too.
Yeah,
Are they going
most
on tour
all of
now?
them. The only one is Dulcie, the bass player, the
She's not.
chick. She's not in it. They found a couple bass players in between there, but and then they kicked the drummer out for a while because he overdosed on heroin. That was about the same time that all those people were doing it. But he played in bands with like Static X. Do you remember Static X? Those two guys Billy and him were in a band down in Florida. So and then he left, and that's when the Smashing Pumpkins. He went back to Chicago, and that's where he met James.
Is that the Asian guitarist?
Yeah, Iha, I think is how you say it. And then I think it was like 91 or 92 was when Siamese Dream came out, and it was
So good.
Oh dude, that was like
okay, you say 91,
I think,
and then Stone Temple Pilots, and then came out what 92, 93. How good was that? Let's just say 4-year span of music.
It was unbelievable. That whole
Is there anything gooder?
No, there's nothing gooder than that whole deal.
Stone Temple Pilots, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Green Day, Dookie, Smashing Pumpkins, and there's more. Besides that, I mean, if you can in a 4-year span, that's going to be some good research. I'm going to have to dig deep into that.
Yeah, but I think like that's just like when you were, and me too.
Songs?
Yeah. I don't know if they're as popular to like a college kid.
Okay, let's say, well, now these days, yeah, you're probably right. Today's music sucks.
Bunch of those pussies in college.
Auto-tune crap. Today's rap.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, I like some rap, but I like to go, and I don't like a guy to just sit there and hit a drum machine or press play and then go. I like seeing the band.
Yeah,
and
hearing live music.
When we saw the Smashing Pumpkins, it was absolutely unbelievable. It was unbelievable how good they were and how loud they were. And they like weirdly mixed like melodic rock, I guess, and hard rock, and heavy metal. It was just such a good mix. I think it was fantastic. And not pretty much after that, a lot of their stuff. They had like that double album that was
Siamese Dream.
No, Siamese Dream was their second album because it's like Infinite Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness or something like that. One was sad songs and one was happy songs. I mean, there's still good songs on that, but after that, I was just like, when he shaved his head, I was like,
Billy's pissed.
He's mad. But, and then like right now, I was listening to him on, I think it was Howard Stern. He was talking about, he bought TNA or Impact Wrestling or something. He's a huge wrestling fan. So he bought that, and he would like develop characters and storylines and write it, and he loves doing that.
Let me ask you one more, because I know you're not going to have a bias on this. Bush. I don't know if it still is. Why you think? I don't know if it's
HW or W.
I don't know if it still is, but I know a few years back, Machine Head was the most played song at sporting events across the nation.
I believe that, man. Yeah. I mean, you cannot go.
So do they get royalties for that?
Oh yeah.
So how would that? So each team basically pays them to use it. That's just how it works.
Well, I mean, you'd have to buy.
You can't just pick.
You can't.
There's probably a catalog. You can buy like a catalog of sports music for.
They're getting paid for it.
Yeah, I wonder how that works.
I mean, you can't pay 40. You cannot play 40 seconds of a song on YouTube and have it
copyright.
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
I think that we saw them too. Didn't we see them together at Kansas Coliseum?
Yeah, and then they just came back. I was in New York. I was gonna go. They came to the Cotillion.
Yeah, they came
2
to
years
the Cotillion.
ago. That would have been a cool,
funny story. No, let me be the judge of that. I was at a U2 concert, and toot 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 here. I was backstage.
How many U2 concerts have you been to?
I mean, we're gonna get into that.
I just want to know. how many. A ballpark. I've been to over 4311 concerts. How many U2? I didn't think it was gonna be I thought you could say 20. I didn't know you're gonna have to sit here and like think.
No, I know exactly how many.
Okay, well, how many?
32.
Okay, now carry on.
Okay, so I was in L.A. with actually Kirstie Alley got us the tickets.
Okay, I remember
we
you
were
talking
we were
about this one.
backstage, and I was just sitting there talking, and
Did you meet Boner?
I saw Mr. Boner. Hey, Mr. Boner.
Can you please recite me a poem?
How many jewels was that last dump you took, Mr. Boner?
He splits.
So I was just sitting there, and I was talking to Miss Slotmaster, just talking to her, and then next thing you know, I'm still telling. I started out the story. Go, listen to this funny story, Miss Slotmaster. Her eyes were just glazed over, and she was just looking over my shoulder, just in the distance. And I was like, "What are you looking at?" I turn around. It was Gavin Rossdale, and I was like, "Damn." I was like,
was Gwen Stiffy with her?
I was like, "Hello, Mr. Rossdale."
I see you like Bush.
And then right behind him was, well, it was at the time, it was George Clooney and his fiance. And I asked her, I go, who's better looking? And she said, Gavin Rossdale. But I was watching you scratch tickets or something the other night, and Bush came on, and you go, I said it, I swear to God that I said that. I go, oh, he's married to Gwen Stiffy. Did you know, fun fact about Bush and Gwen Stiffy, they were on tour, and Bush, No Doubt, and one other band. How am I forgetting that band?
It wasn't Incubus.
Here in Wichita, Kansas is where they had their first kiss.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
When they started dating. But now she's in the country.
Goddamn, who was that? Sugar Ray.
Yeah, it might have been.
I think it was Sugar Ray.
I wanted to say Smashing Pumpkins, but it wasn't.
I think it was Sugar Ray.
Might have been. Miss Stiffy.
What up, Dustin?
I was laughing. Hello, Miss
Two of the worst bands in concert that I've seen: Red Hot Chili Peppers and Counting Crows. You know, I could see Counting Crows being horrible because I could see Adam, the lead singer, just wanting to be like poetic, kind of like Rivers Cuomo.
Okay, so get this.
He like dated Courtney Cox too.
He did. So I saw them in Kansas City, and you assholes can look this up if you don't believe me.
Wait, you saw who? Counting Crows?
Counting Crows.
Okay, I didn't know if it was Courtney Cox and
my very first concert I ever went to in my entire life was Counting Crows.
Really?
And he was out. Not this one. This was before they were even popular. I didn't even know who they were. We were there to see the other band.
Okay.
And he was out.
Your first one
very
ever?
First ever. We were at the Cotillion. Their very first album was awesome.
Yeah.
So this is like 10 years later or whatever. Go to see them in Kansas City, and it was an MTV. They used to put on like these concert series. Like they put on like the $2 night, and Beck came to Topeka, and I didn't go to with Slotmaster's accountant. He went. And with whoever else, but it was $2 to see Beck, and Slotmaster's accountant said like every other word he'd say would be like represent Topeka. So I didn't see that. So anyway, Counting Crows, it was like a $5 show for the MTV deal, and it was outside, and it was kind of chilly, and I was like, I don't know how long I'm gonna stay here because my other cousin really loves Counting Crows.
Who is which one?
D Boone. So he comes out on stage, and he 45 minutes late, and they were supposed to broadcast live on MTV, and they missed broadcasting live on MTV. And he's like, "Sit back while I can't even remember what he said. He was just like, and it was every single song he sang was like sad and slow. And he even sang, you can look it up because MTV recorded it and played it on, like, when they used to play videos. He was like, Mr. Jones. He was like crying throughout the show. I was like, my God.
Isn't Mr. Jones about him and his wiener?
Could be.
I think I read that somewhere.
Did you know that Phil Collins, he wrote this song. It's called In the Air Tonight. And he wrote about this kid that was drowning at camp.
And
another kid saw him at camp.
And he invited that kid front row. Oh, no. Hey, what this person's saying, I completely agree. Beastie Boys, one of my favorite concerts. I've seen them a few times. and Beastie Boys when the stage rotates with Mixmaster Mike, we saw them in Florida, and then I saw them.
We were front row in Florida.
I saw them a few years before that in San Diego.
That's so good.
What up, Slot Star?
Beastie Boys are super good.
Yep.
All right. Well, anything else?
No.
You need to get off your legs.
Yeah.
Or your chest.
Yeah. Just dog of the week. I didn't really.
Oh yeah,
see
yeah,
any
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
liked. I'm gonna go Vikings. The Vikings are the dog this week, money line versus the Detroit Lions. So I'm gonna take the Vikings in that offense. Hopefully the Lions don't play like they did last week, where they put up 50, I think, and the Vikings can pull this one out. I need to hit the dog of the week. It's time.
Dog of the week. Yeah, you're gonna hit it. You hit it. Oh no, what's his name? Threw an interception on the 1-2 yard line.
Marcus Mariota.
But Dolphins. Oh, who'd you pick? Sorry, one more time.
Vikings money line against the Lions, and Andy Dalton's not playing this week.
So he's probably throwing. Will be Friday. We'll be broadcasting our TikToks from the casino. We'll be back in action. Follow me, the Slotmaster 316 on TikTok and on YouTube and on Instagram if you like. The TikTok and Instagram are pretty much the same. So.
You know who's going to do well tomorrow night? I feel it. Thank you very much.
Elvis?
Yeah, I think Elvis is going to do something.
I think that's a sign because my daughter brought home a book about Elvis. And last night I was flipping through YouTube stories, and Elvis, there's a plane that Elvis owned. It's in the New Mexico graveyard. And we were watching it, the plane graveyard. And so that's what my daughter was talking about.
There we go.
It is all coming together.
And old school double diamond. Got to play that.
I know. I'm excited. I'm excited to get back to the casino. So
Me too.
We'll be back there. Follow us on all everything that we just mentioned. Thank you so much for listening. The numbers were through the roof last week for our podcast downloads. So keep that up. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube,
Amazon Music,
oh yeah,
iTunes. Is iTunes and Apple Music the same thing?
Apple Podcast, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Really, anywhere you can find podcasts, you can find us. If you can't, go to our link trees, go to the slotmaster316.com. There's info there.
You could even go to, I just searched,
And don't forget,
2 guys, 1 slot, and it came up on YouTube, Podbay FM, Amazon. You can watch it all. So anyway, go to Bubbas Pics316.com to get your merch, or the Slotmaster316.com to get your merch there. It'll take you to the same place. Bob Smith, you are late. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been messing with the volume. I apologize, Stephanie. Everybody yells. Everybody's like, I can't hear anything. Sorry. Download the podcast. We love you so much. We will see you next week.
Later, guys. Frostfire tomorrow, hopefully.
Frostfire.
That's the plan.
Frostfire.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Bob. Have a great night. Sorry, Stephanie. Love you. Love you lots. Love you big. Love you like a